Do 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 do.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
All right, we both sound like we're in a roughly the right audio range. That's good. Let me get Picardo up on the side. So the chat will be right there, and I will be absorbed in art and be absolutely oblivious anyways, because that is always how it goes. Well, happy Monday. Anyone out there already?
Yep, Mammo 105 says hi. I wonder if it's the same Mammo as the other place.
Unless it's an impersonator.
Secret Mammo. It's Memo number 105.
Man, well, you guys start reserving your name on platforms now. You're becoming image creation celebrity.
They all want a piece of you.
Well, we're picking up this stream right where we left off. I've got a bunch of creatures. You think this is the only file of creatures, by the way. This is not. This is
No, I know there are 3 of them. Don't
This is one of several files. So we're going to be coloring some of these creature sketches, so when we put them in the Dreamkeeper's Ascension lore book and core rulebook, they're in color, so people will be able to know what color they are.
Don't the Skrulls have gray wings?
They do. Bam! Asking you shall receive. Like, the stream has a little bit of a lag, but imagine that right when it says bam, that's when the gradients get turned on, because that's what I did.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to different tabs, so I'm not even paying attention to what you're doing.
You're not paying... You're supposed... I thought you were here to pay attention to what I'm doing. I thought that was the whole... Like, attention for David time. It's like, it's Monday, it's time for David to get attention. Yum, yum, yum. That's not what we're doing?
It's weird.
Well, the whole concept of...
It says art time. I don't think it's attention time for you.
Art time? Well, I don't know. The whole concept of streaming has always felt like strange to me. It's like, people want to see me making art? I think... Don't they just want to see the art?
They want proof that you're doing it yourself.
Maybe now. Back in the day, that was the only way to make art. There'd be no way to, like, just generate art. Back in my day, if you wanted a drawing, you had to make a drawing. Or take a drawing that someone else had made. No, actually, this might be a good opportunity to sort of ramble on stream about a logistical question I have that we got to figure out for the lore book. Because it's related to creatures.
Uh-oh.
So we have all these creatures, and of course, I sort of have it in my mind that, oh yeah, there'll be like a bestiary, like a creature section where you can like read up about all the creatures and like what their stats are and stuff. However, I'm also developing all of these like detailed Dreamworld settings, and a lot of them have completely unique and distinctive ecosystems with creatures that are totally native only to that setting. So, and in fact, when I explain that setting in the lore book, I can't really explain the setting without talking about like the different like creatures and how it all works, because that's part of that location. So here we have like is there going to be a section of the book that lists all the creatures, but then they're also like listed in the location description of these different regions? Or are some creatures going to be like only listed in the regions? Because otherwise, you know, you see the issue. Like, it's going to be a little redundant to have the creature talked about twice in the same book. But then it's like, well, it has to be sort of in that location, in that setting. But then when people flip to the gigantic listing of all the creatures, then will it just not be there, you know?
I think the worst thing you could do is draw it twice.
That's not the worst thing I could do. But
Yeah, that's the worst thing you could do, idiot. Don't do it.
well, I'm just saying from a purely practical standpoint, when people are trying to use the book to look up creatures and stuff, I'm not sure how to square that circle, I guess.
What is the largest mammal in the dream world?
Me. I made myself so tall.
Yeah.
Actually, in terms of like body mass of ones that I've made up so far, I would say it's probably between the Gnosis and a bramble, because brambles are also huge. They're like giant haystack type of critters.
No, because Rionecos get really big, so that'd be bigger.
That's true. The Rionecos also get huge. I'm not sure if they... Well, I guess if they get long enough, they could match up with Gnosises for weight class. But anyways, just so you know, I have a indexified ponderings, and eventually, when I get to the point where I'm laying out all the pages and the page numbers, I'll have to officially tackle
No,
that problem and solve it.
no, no. You know what you could do is you could do a silhouette of the animal, the same picture, but it's a silhouette, and then you don't have to color it in.
Well, I don't necessarily mind like showing pictures like the same picture twice somewhere else in the book or something.
You could.
I almost wonder if we want to have the creatures, like maybe listed on the bestiary page, but that's like sort of like, oh yeah, here's this creature for more information on like on their habitat and behavior. See, and then it like links you over to the page number where it's like that setting because they're so specific to that environment. But then we could have like all the combat stats and stuff in the bestiary page where it's like, oh, if you get in a sword fight with a Manacale, it's a sword skill, you know. I don't know exactly how we'll break down the stats, but all the stats should probably be in one place.
Supposedly the largest ones are on Earth or marine life, so you better get your whales in check.
Oh, I thought we were talking about like on Earth, like running around on land.
It's you.
Water animals don't count. Yeah, it's me. It's also me. I'm the largest creature in the ocean. It's my world, and I will make myself humongous. There's a rare creature called David Lilly that lurks in the dream world.
Just stomp around, being boss.
Yeah.
What an idiot. They're scared of you, but they respect you and they love you.
Yes,
Fear but love.
that's how I write it. I need to write out how people feel about me specifically. They need to be told how they feel about me. That can't possibly emerge organically from like the story or the experience. It's like when you're writing for a character and then you have to like write, and the joke they said was hilarious, and then all the other characters laughed, and all the other characters also said, this character is so funny. It's like when you have to tell the audience a character is funny and has a great sense of humor rather than just like letting the character legitimately have, you know, a sense of humor that the audience makes up their own mind about. Classic.
Just when all the babes think he's super cool and say so.
Yeah. I'm looking for a reference right now. I know I've made Manacales in color before. I had a reference up, and then I forgot about it. There we go.
So, are you planning on doing that pencil drawing on Friday that we talked about?
No, I kind of want to get into those Volume 6 pencils later today.
I know you do. I've seen them. I don't think those are going to be ready by Friday, but I could try.
That's all right. I'm going to have a continuous stream of things to do, because that's just sort of the nature of our existence. I like it.
My goal is to keep you busy and distracted.
Have we done a color... I swear I've seen a color version of the Manacales somewhere before. Aside from the Volume 2 scene, have they popped up in the books or something somewhere?
Wait, Kyrix are the little horsey guys with the horns. Ugh.
Manacales are kind of like the horsey, triceratopsy, big fluffy tail creatures. Like a Clydesdale that can impale you, you know, like a unicorn.
You know, I know. You know what? I'm not actually sure. I don't remember.
I know we've had them riding Kyrix around in the Ecclesia base. Because, yeah, they've got a little stable of them. I think there's one guy riding a Manacale in one prelude, but I'm not sure if I need to track it down.
Don't do it. Going off of little thumbnails is so crazy.
Okay, well I've got at least their body, so I think I'm gonna just wild out and go from there. And they have like a lighter patch on their thigh. The cutie mark of the Manacales.
Splotches.
Yeah. I think... Oops. Wrong layer. I think we, I don't know the exact timing of My Little Pony, the My Little Pony revival, but I think Volume 2 might have been out before then.
Yeah, it was. But cutie marks have been on My Little Pony since the 80s. You can't claim that.
I'm not trying to claim it. I'm just wondering if I was like subconsciously inspired or if I just decided, you know what, a thigh patch looks cool on these creatures.
You probably just thought it looked cool. Mammo's saying it came out October 10th, 2010.
Okay, so yeah, volume 2 came out 2008. These guys would have, if this was a cutie mark, it'd be a really sad cutie mark. It'd be like, what's your cutie mark?
They all look alike.
Splotch, pale, color.
Puke? Puke?
It's not puke colored.
Booger?
When have you ever seen puke this color? Please inform me of that immediately, because I'm gonna call the police. They don't puke this color in cartoons. In cartoons, it's always either like a nasty Slimer green or it's like rainbow. I don't think they can show like actual colored puke on TV. I think that the censors would be like,
I'm on a delay. I thought it was gonna be green.
no, it's like a pale yellowy mint almost.
Green to me.
But yeah, I think I've seen green puke on television before, but I don't remember ever seeing like actual like vomit colored, you know, like gross, detailed description, you're welcome puke on television. I think it's because the censors have delicate stomachs and they're like, oh, if I see puke, then I'm gonna puke. Blah, this can't be on TV.
Too realistic.
Yeah, like, they're all the theater members in that one scene in The Goonies where Chunk throws the fake vomit off the balcony and causes everyone to just puke their guts out.
Cool.
It's getting towards fall. It's almost time to work to Goonies again.
Oh, good chat. No, YouTube was loading. Uh-oh.
Speaking of Goonies, we've got our own. Are you officially our own resident sloth?
Yeah, I can be that. I'd fit the bill, I think.
So classic.
How is your day going, Dave?
So?
My day's going good so far because I'm cold.
Why did you ask Dave how his day was going?
I don't know. She's like, uh-oh, sloth in the chat. Distract.
No, the chat is asking Dave how your day is going.
Oh, okay. She's conveying.
They're asking him.
She's conveying questions from the chat, so it only.
Nobody cares what Sloth's day is like. Nobody asks Sloth.
Are you kidding?
Nobody pays me in gum.
Well, it's because they know if they ask Sloth, hey Sloth, what was your day like? It's like, like they're just gonna. It's like strap in. He's gonna be talking for 40 minutes now.
So what is V's cutie mark?
V's cutie mark, probably like either a pistol or a knitting needle. I'm not sure.
Maybe it could be both.
I still think the best part of Goonies was at the end when Chunk, without consulting his parents, was like, yeah, you're gonna live with us now, Sloth. What I would have, if I could have just made one change in that movie, I would have been like, you gotta show Chunk's mom in the background with her eyes just like bugging out as soon as she hears that. Just like a 1 second shot of her being like, what? Excuse me, what? It's like, yeah, Mom, we're now gonna live with this 40-year-old disabled man that's like 10 times more physically strong than you. I've known him for 37 minutes. It'll be great.
I adopt grown men.
He has special needs. You're welcome, Mom.
He'll sleep under my bed.
They're like, he doesn't even know if Sloth is potty trained at this point. But he's just like, yeah, you're gonna live with me. My mom is gonna love it. I know she will.
I would if I was his mom.
He thinks Sloth is a dog. Oh, Hazen, Mammo's AI music video is about to be finished rendering. Where should he post it?
Oh,
Where should you post it? Post it in the AI thing first.
Yeah.
Post it like on. I don't know if you can post it on Twitter because it might be like too much, you know. But just post it on like Twitter or something, or post it in the AI chat, and we'll all see like what it's like. If it's base, we'll just put it. We'll just piss everybody off and dump it in the regular chat.
Here we go, based.
He
I
says
love
it's
doing
too
that
large.
anyway.
He says it's too large for Discord.
It's too large for Discord.
Everything is.
Yeah.
Too
Oh,
large
I don't know
for
what to
Discord.
tell you. Like, yeah, you'll have to find somewhere you can post it that you can
Why not on Twitter?
host it. Post it on, yeah. If it's too big for Twitter, then post it on YouTube or something.
Yeah, YouTube.
You can
Maybe
upload to
keep it
YouTube
down.
from Ukraine still, right?
I don't know. 150 megabytes.
I'm pretty sure I see Russian people uploading to there, so I hope so.
And they're saying Telegram.
Telegram?
Telegram would work too.
Yeah, but you can't like embed it in a place in Telegram. From Telegram, you can embed it on Telegram, but you can't embed it to a place where it can be viewed.
Coloring creatures. Do.
Wow, a lot going on today. Oh my god. I just got to my computer.
Pew, 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 pew. Information galore. Welcome to the internet.
How does that song go? Welcome to the internet.
The Bo Burnham thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just says welcome to the internet, and then that's it. There's some music. There's some back bed on it, and that's all. There's no laugh or anything else funny.
Manuel's got butt shaking. He knows what
Bo
people want.
Burnham, very unfunny man.
He knows what the people want, which is butts.
$50-$60 worth of site currency. Oh, did you make it on set on Civet to shake their butts?
Probably in the music video, butt shaking.
I did. Civet lets you do that. I looked today, and some other people were saying that like you can no longer do like not safe for work type videos on there.
Ooh.
I don't know why they stopped letting you do that, because they let you upload like not safe for work other stuff like pictures and stuff. And like it's even the other person I was talking to, they made like an image on the site. It was an image from the site, and they tried to do like a remix thing. You know how you can like just take an image and do image to image through like the remix thing? They
Butts
tried
are
to do
forgiven.
that, and it still didn't work. Butts are okay with cling underclothes. I'll have to remember that.
Censored butts. So who is everyone's favorite comedian? Dave really likes Ryan Long right now on YouTube.
He's pretty funny.
And
I
Dane
think
Cook
Ryan
was
Long.
funny back in the day.
Dane Cook was funny back in the day, was he?
I don't know. What
Was
he's
he?
doing now. I thought he was.
Some people,
I like
he was definitely funnier than Jeff Dunham. Remember
Oh,
how
God,
everyone, everyone just loved it. Like, oh my God, Jeff Dunham, he made a puppet say something racist. They just come all over their fucking TV screens because like everyone thought that Jeff Dunham was so funny. I don't think I've ever seen anything Jeff Dunham do. Like, I've never seen Jeff Dunham do a single thing that made me laugh, ever.
Is he the guy
Fucking
that's
hate Jeff Dunham.
Is he the here's your shine guy?
No.
No, that's another unfunny
That's
white guy,
Jeff
Bill
Foxworthy.
Engvall.
That's Jeff Foxworthy.
No, that's not Jeff Foxworthy. That's Bill
No?
Engvall. Don't you
Wow.
know who Bill Engvall is, woman?
No, I don't. And they're all friends. So they all like.
They are
go
all
together.
friends.
They're like,
Except
guys,
I think Ron White doesn't really talk to them anymore.
we're gonna unite and we're gonna
Um,
create a genre together.
They stole his sign.
Yeah, he did. Bill Engvall is probably the least funny of the four of them. I think he was very bland, very milquetoast, and that is unforgivable. I think I hate Larry the Cable Guy more, though.
They're saying you're coloring the fluffy right now.
Yeah.
What's the name of this one, Dave? Are you naming your horses?
I know what type of horse it is. I don't. It's
What the fuck are you drawing?
Right now, I'm
What
looking
is this?
This is creatures for the Ascension lore book. We gotta get creatures in
Oh,
there.
I've never
It's
seen
in-
these.
Hazen, he got loose. He's just off on his own again. He cannot be contained.
He's just doing his own. He's doing his like left to his own art goblin devices, and
I'm
now
making my
we have a
own
bunch of
decisions.
what looks like villains from the My Little Pony cartoon from Gen 4.
Yes. Yeah, he got loose.
And there are some germs in the bottom. What are those little things?
No, no, no. I'm going to move the screen so you can't see it, but I'm in
But it
files.
looks like little
I'm
germs.
in files looking for the
That's
right
the real
page
killer.
right now.
Don't ask him what he's doing. He doesn't
It's
know.
COVID-19. It's finally spread to the dream world.
48. Stop. I'm can't defend myself because I'm looking through files trying to find a reference. It's page 48.
Which reference do you need?
They're making me forget the page number.
It's too large for Catbox. I didn't know Catbox had very much of a
Page 48.
limit, really.
Open.
Oh, shut up, Picardo. This is not a fan trailer. Some of these are really good. The Kling thing did all these. Like that, the second one looks like a very like Nickelodeon Cartoon Network era type of animation.
I will say I saw I know it seems like the topic always comes up, but I saw something new in the AI chat area the other day, like relatively new in terms of like a thing I have not seen before, where they took one of the drawings, one of the illustrations I made for, there we go, should be in here somewhere. One of the illustrations I made for the sketch of the month, where it was like, you know, characters are having a photo shoot, so they're all sexy, and then they took and they made an illustration that was already done and already separately made, and they made that illustration start dancing around. And I've seen when AI just generates an image from prompts, right? Like, that's kind of impressive, but for me, it's like, oh, well, that's not really as useful of a tool for me because I have such specific desires in my little brain. But when AI can take a drawing that I have made, a drawing where I, like, this is exactly the way I want it to look, and then it can start doing things with that precise drawing, like, that to me is sort of like qualitatively different, and that gets me excited for where the technology could be going, because
That
obviously that could turn into
the
like
animation is, yeah, I agree. The animation stuff is where I'm more interested in things. I'm more interested in the music stuff too, I think, because like with the music stuff you can just kind of like, if they can make it to where I could just like, or anyone could just like open up an AI thing and then just go into a mic and just go like, hey, I want a drum beat that's just like boom chicka boom boom chicka like, and it would just actually make that drum beat and like quantize it to like a certain BPM and stuff. Like that would be amazing. It would be even more amazing if it would actually spit out like MIDI output for it. That way you could like put that into like a DAW, like a digital audio workstation, and you can just do anything you want with the MIDI. Now you could just have any instrument do it, not necessarily, it wouldn't have to be the instrument. Now you can kind of do that anyway. Like if you take output from like a music AI that samples some things like Ableton, and I think Bitwig can do this also. You can have it transfer those notes into MIDI output. It can't really do it with drums because the way drums work, it's not notes. But like if you have like an instrument that's like melodic, that actually makes like notes and sounds, I think that a lot of those programs can do that just by default. They have that built in.
I didn't know it. So is a MIDI output then something that basically designates like the timing and then the note? Does it actually have the ability to record information, like the strength of the attack and release on notes and things like that?
Yeah, it's a measure, but you can draw them in, and a lot of people do. But like, the easiest way I can explain a MIDI note to someone who doesn't use music programs is you basically just have like your keyboard, right? Your MIDI input device, like your keyboard or your little piano roll or whatever. Some people use Linstruments and stuff like that, but you have the little small keyboard, travel size, and you can take it and it measures like what notes you press, how hard. There is another layer to this, which is newer now, called, I think I've done some of this on stream before and demonstrated it, but there's a newer layer to this now where it's called MPE, multi-polyphonic expression.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually measures other things too. It will measure how hard you hit the key and then how hard you continue to press the key. Do you press it more after you hit it, or do you ease up on it? It will measure those things. It will measure if you move your finger around on the keyboard, up and down, side to side to other notes, it will do things with that as well. And it will also measure how fast and hard you lift off the notes.
Wow. So
And some instruments do use those things.
So MIDI can like actually log all that information in it internally and like swap instruments out. That's see, because I've heard the phrase MIDI before, and I just thought like, oh yeah, that's like a word that I see dropped around like keyboards or electric pianos. I don't know what it means. It's like, oh, it's like a JPEG for music. I don't know what. Now I know what it means a little more, so it's more interesting to me now.
Yeah, it is just the input from like an input device, or what you sort of like draw in. You can go into the MIDI track and you can just like put notes in like with your mouse, and you can still like with meters and things. And it's some ways it's a little easier to control certain things with that, especially if you don't have a pitch bend wheel, or if you don't have like a modulation wheel on your device, which some many devices don't have them for some reason. I'm not sure why, but like if you have those, you can go in and like paint. You can sort of like paint in and make graphs and like points and stuff, and make curves as to how you want those things to change over time. A lot of that is called automation, and it's present in just about every digital audio workstation I've worked with. But I've not worked with them all. I'm sure maybe there's one out there that's really strange that doesn't have it, but it's a pretty standard thing, just like MIDI and recording and stuff. But yeah, that's what MIDI is. MIDI is basically, I'm trying to equate it to something maybe with like art, really. MIDI's like,
it actually, but as
you
you're
know how
talking,
an art program,
it's reminding me of like the ability to have a flat colors layer under the lines, because then it's like, oh well, I can take that color layer and I can like put an adjustment on there to make it darker or lighter, or I can blur it. Or
that's one way to think about it. But I think that really, what it's more akin to is, you know how on tablets you'll have things like pressure sensitivity.
Yeah.
It's a lot more like that. It's a lot more like, you don't actually have like a line or a graph that you can go and review how much pressure you put over time, but that because art is not something that you view over time. It's not something you consume over time. You look at art, and art is there. It does not change over time for you to like, you know, have a different experience 5 seconds later. So because it doesn't do that, it doesn't need to record those things, but it's very akin to this. It's very akin to you having pressure sensitivity, stabilizers. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, stabilizing on the pen strokes, stabilization.
Yeah. So MIDI is like the thing that would be this. It would apply to art in the way that that stuff applies to digital art. It really wouldn't apply to analog art, just like MIDI won't apply to analog sound. You just play the sound.
Yeah, this is fun.
Anybody else having problems with the chat? I don't know. I'm not using the chat. Nor would you a little bit today. I'm not having problems. Just refresh it. It seems to fix everything.
Yeah, just
Yeah, I do think I think Jeff Dunham is my least favorite comedian. But
What about Fluffy?
getting say what?
What about that Fluffy? It's the really large foreign guy. I think he's Mexican.
The really large foreign guy?
Great description, Liz. Thank you. number 1.
Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down? Yeah. You're talking about Gabriel Iglesias.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he eats cake, and he likes it.
He certainly, I believe it. Yeah. I don't know. I don't like him either.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't care. I used to think him and Ralphie May were the same person.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Because they look and sound exactly alike.
I've never seen them in the same room at the same time. Now that you mention it.
Yeah, I think they might be the same person. I think it might just be makeup, just like changing how they look. But yeah, I don't know. I was dating a girl one time, and she was like, "You have to see this comedian, and it was like translated and stuff. But then I was like, maybe because it's translated, it's not. That's why it's not funny. Because fat people are usually funny, you know. They at least have that going for them. But then like I watched it, and at this time in my life, I spoke pretty good English, and I watched it, and like it was just the most unfunny thing I've ever watched. And for years I thought it was just like because it was something I wasn't getting, but it's not. He just sucks.
I don't know. Usually, if I'm listening to stand-up comedy, I'm just I'm in the mood to laugh, so I'm not going to be too. I'm not like that picky about it. But sometimes, I guess there's like a threshold where if it goes below the threshold, even I cannot enjoy it, and it's just like, oh, this is not funny, and I can't laugh.
Yeah,
like most of the
They're good
comedians,
to
I
work
feel that
to.
way.
most of the comedians, I think I just have like more of a stomach for bad comedy than you. But there's some stuff where it's like so bad, even I'm like, oh no, I can't laugh. Like, no offense, but like Amy Schumer, if there's someone that's,
Oh well, that's a lady.
you know, someone that's getting up there and be like, oh, how stinky is my vagina? Let me tell you exactly how stinky it is. It's a vagina. Here
How
we go.
stinky is it?
It's just
How
like,
stinky is it?
you know, I sort of have that
Thank
sense
you.
where I'm like, okay, so I'm waiting for the punchline to happen. Here it comes. Here it comes. Please God, the punchline, please show up anytime. And there's no punchline. They're just, I don't know, they're just talking about gross,
Inappropriate things.
inappropriate
Yeah.
things. And it's like, listen, sometimes comedy is about shattering, you know, social conventions and doing shocking things that you normally couldn't do or say, or like shining a light where like other people prefer to have shadow. And it's like, oh my gosh, they actually went there. They said it and we were all thinking it. Whoa. But, I don't know. You can't just like start talking about gross stuff and think that that's the same thing. It's not quite there.
Dave Chappelle is really funny. I think he's funny as
Oh,
shit.
Dave
I think
Chappelle's
he's down to
funny.
earth too.
I've some of
Yeah.
those Key and Peele skits are hilarious. I really like Key and Peele.
Yeah, but that's not stand-up.
That's
a skit.
that's not stand up, I guess, but they're still comedians. But I never really liked Key and Peele. I really don't like Jordan Peele now. I think all of his movies are awful. They have such like the twist is always the same.
We watched that one movie where there was a like UFO that was running
Alien?
around. Spoiler: UFO that running around eating people, and the twist there was like, oh, it's actually not a machine. It's like a big creature that eats people. Is that the twist in every one of his movies?
The twist wasn't like that he resents white people in that one.
I don't think so. I think the
No.
twist was just it was a creature, like basically a sky orca that was just sucking people up and eating them.
Oh,
I
that's
think he
actually
ate a
cool.
Chinese
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
He made a Chinese guy. He ate a Chinese guy.
He ate a Chinese guy.
So yeah, I don't know if his other
He ate a
movies,
Chinese guy.
if his other movies have like more of a racially charged twist or something. Like if you're like his movies always have the same twist. I'm like, there's always like a sky orca eating people. That would get old after several films. Eventually, that would become a bit of a predictable. It's like, well, at
Here
some
comes
point,
the sky orca.
yeah, at some point, there's going to be a sky creature sucking people up like a vacuum, and it's always the same with this filmmaker.
No, like I watched whatever the first movie he made was, and then there was some other movie, and then this new one that's vampires. Like it's like I've watched three. I did not watch the one about the vampires because I already knew what it was going to be. And then like sure enough, when it came out, it was like, yes, all the vampires are really weird white people. Whoa.
I did,
then, like,
yeah, there was one movie, now that you mentioned that twist, it made me remember I worked to a movie, I think it was one of his movies, where these black people were like, oh, we're invited to this like social club with these white people that are really super nice and old. And then you realize at the end, it's like, oh, they're
that's
actually,
the other one I saw. I don't remember the name.
they actually want to steal your bodies and live in you because they're these evil people that steal bodies to like stay forever young. And now they want to be like wearing your skin.
And when I saw that first one, I thought like, well, that's cool. And then like another movie came out. I think it was the second movie he made, and it was like, you know, white people doing something bad to black people again. And I'm just like, oh, that's kind of a strange pattern. I thought this guy was like a comedian before, and then it just like another movie, the vampire movie, like all of them just come out and they just had that same theme in them, and it wasn't even like, you know, well, I don't like that. It's just like I don't know. It was just like, well, is every movie going to be this? So I just stopped watching his movie. But I think you're talking about the movie he made called Nope,
Yes, that's the
where
one.
it's it's
The one
supposed
with
to be a
Alien, yeah.
UFO or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It was
that sounds more interesting than that. It's like it's not even a race thing to me. It's like the M. Night Shyamalan syndrome, where it's like,
Oh,
what is it going to be? Oh no! The twist is that there's just like something stupid that's happening. That's like not even. It totally sucks the fun out of all the movie that you just watched.
yeah. The I thought that Nope was pretty fun when I watched it the first time. Maybe I'd changed my mind again, but I enjoyed it. It reminded me a lot of almost like an inverse of Tremors. You know, Tremors is like, oh, these strange creatures that go
yeah.
under the ground, and how are you going to deal with them? And then it's like, oh, it's a strange creature that like hovers around and hides in the clouds. How are you going to deal with that? So it's just sort of like,
How
Kind of
are you going to
reminded
deal
me.
with that?
It
yeah,
kind of reminded me as an add-on to Third Encounters, the Encounters of the Third Kind, or whatever that is.
Oh, Encounters of the Third Kind or Fourth
Yeah,
Kind or whatever.
is that the
whatever.
one where the
That
guy like makes mashed potatoes and he's like, this means something?
Yes. Yes, and he has to go. He has to go to the alien landing area to look at music.
Oh yeah, and then they like
Are you talking about Signs?
no, Science was when Mel Gibson was freaking out because like his daughter was leaving glasses of water all over the place, and he's like, "Clean up after yourselves."
No,
Yeah,
Close
that was
Encounters
a-
of the Third Kind is a Steven Spielberg movie.
It's like from the '70s, right?
I'm thinking about the later movie called Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind, or it might be Fifth Kind,
I don't know.
where
what it
like
is.
it's like this woman's being interviewed and this guy like gets abducted. They figure out they're getting like abducted by aliens, and he like kills his entire family because he's like terrified of these aliens or whatever.
Who is the director for
It's really
Tremors? I don't remember.
it's a bad movie.
It was-
It
it
is
was
like
not.
if you play along with it a little, it's scary though.
It was not Spielberg. Spielberg was not Tremors. That was somebody else.
He was the director for Tremors. Jordan Peele? I don't think so.
No, that was way earlier.
Nor was he the Stuart Little movies director. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Chad, you're going crazy right now.
Are they joking? We're having a
Chad, is
moment.
this Riz? Shamalama Ding Dong. Yeah, that
No way
guy's.
it's not.
That guy
He's
made
talking
exactly
about.
one good movie, and it was the Bruce Willis movie. Whatever that one was, the one with Mr. Glass and Unbreakable. That's what it was called. That movie
Oh,
was
yeah.
pretty good. But other than that, I've not seen an M. Night Shyamalan movie that
He did not direct the Stuart Little movies. It's just really goofy.
Jordan Peele. Yeah, was that like a question? Was someone
Maybe I don't know what
Oh,
Mammo's doing.
Shamalama Ding Dong did the Stuart Little movies? Really?
No,
Like wasn't
no.
there like 3 of them?
No.
It could have been him. I don't know. I saw like one of those. I saw the one with what's his
Michael
name in
Fox.
it? The guy who plays Hades. James not James Price.
James Woods?
What's his name? James Woods. Yeah.
Who
Oh,
was he?
piece of candy, that guy. He was like a hawk bad guy.
Uh,
It was the one where the little bird girlfriend like showed up.
mm,
I
yeah,
didn't
there's
like
a-
mean to see it. It was just like on
There
at
was-
Thanksgiving or something.
they made a video game or a computer game, and somebody was like shitting on, like an adult was shitting on this kid's video game so hard because apparently there are a lot of glitches and stuff, and you're skateboarding, you get stuck in the walls all the time.
Oh, with the Stuart Little game.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that actually. I can't remember who was so angry about that, but yeah, I think I
Yeah,
remember
well.
that. The best movie about alien abduction is Fire in the Sky. I'm not gonna say that's the best alien abduction movie I've seen, but it is based on that Travis, whatever, I can't remember his last name, but it is based on sort of loosely like an actual experience, like that's documented that someone had, which is interesting.
Hmm.
Margallo is cute. I don't know what
I
that
think it's
is.
the name of the bird.
The bird,
The bird is
Margallo.
Stuart Little. Margot.
That sounds like a bad guy in Anastasia.
No, I think it's the name of the bird in Stuart Little.
Maybe it is, but that's a terrible name for a little bird girl.
It's the bird. It's the bird.
Or is it like Margallo or something like that? Okay,
I don't know.
maybe that's what it is.
Dave's on the phone right
Maybe
now.
the
I don't know.
Shyamalan twist was me only realizing the dad was played by Hugh Laurie years later. Yeah, maybe so. Oh, it was Hugh Laurie. Yeah, I kind of forgot. I really forget a lot that Hugh Laurie plays like American characters really well.
Somebody was saying how great it was in Stuart Little, the movie, that they adopted a mouse in front of all these orphans.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? How would you like it if you were at an orphanage and a mouse got an animal, a literal beast
Hmm.
was picked, like vermin was chosen over you?
And they should do a sequel where this kid grows up in a pet store and nobody adopts him.
Yeah, Stuart Big.
This kid in the
Stewie
cave.
Biggs. He's played by Adam Sandler. Right now, they don't like digitally age him down.
I can't even do an impression of Adam Sandler, but I'm imagining his his noises.
My mom and dad disappeared when I was little. And I went to the pet store. And they just sort of kept me there.
He grows up with the dogs. No, the thing is that he understands what the cats and dogs are saying, and they talk to him. And they're like, "Someday you'll get a home, Sammy."
What's
will
like the
adopt
guy
you."
who owns the pet shop's name?
I don't know.
Mr. Rufus or something like that.
Mr. Robinson.
Rufus used to dress me up like a monkey so no one would think it was weird that I was in the pet shop.
Do dream worlds have similar species the size of a mouse? Yeah, there's. Oh wait, I don't think there are any dream keepers the size of a mouse. I don't think they're smaller than Whip.
There could be. Someone's power could be to be small.
I don't. We
Like
gotta wait for
Ant-Man.
Dave. Dave is tied up right now. We gotta wait for him to get back.
Where's Dave?
Where are you, Dave? Where are you, Dave? Where are you, Dave? He's on the phone.
Oh, I didn't realize he was gone. I thought he was just like really focused. I'm not really watching the stream.
I'm not either. I'm watching chat.
What is the smallest? List me exact body mass. There's Schmorpilone.
No.
He's the smallest of them all with the biggest heart.
Schnorpilone.
Schmorpilone.
We'll do a scale of all the characters lined up ever, and it's
And
gonna
then
be
there's
like 1 meter long.
Rotina.
Here's Rotina.
She's small as a rotini.
It's like a little family of the mice family from American Tail.
From what? Oh, I thought you said from American Dad.
No, American
I was
Tail.
like, is there a mouse
Primal.
family that lives next to them in American Dad?
The Mauschwitz family.
Hey,
Primal.
Stanley, thank you so much. Hey. That helped a lot. You're welcome. I hope it made your day better to know about those exactly two Dreamkeepers. And then there's
Dave's
V,
back. Hold on.
who's
Dave, we can't hear you.
actually
Dave, you're on
smaller
mute.
than Whip, but just they do the movie magic
I'm back.
to make her better.
Okay. Don't mute yourself.
Mousekewitz. I think it's Mousekewitz.
I don't
Is
know.
the-
It's an American Tail. I hate that movie.
And Fievel.
You don't like it? You don't like the American Tail movies?
Everything was
They're
annoying.
American.
No,
How do
they're
you
not.
like the American Tail.
But we're American.
That's like a Christian not liking the story of Jesus.
and we like Tails.
go.
And it's American Tail.
I like Tail too. Tails is my favorite Sonic character.
Although that movie does have disinformation. Like, there are cats in America, as it turns out.
Yeah, I mean they find that out though.
That's true.
I like the sequel because John Cleese was in it. He had this weird
John
thing.
Cleese is in it. I do actually
Sequel.
think that the Fievel Goes West movie is the definitive Fievel experience.
Yeah, I like how the cat has sort of this character arc where it's like, you're cowardly, learn how to be bold like a dog. And then he barks and proceeds to kick ass.
Oh yeah, I forgot that Dom DeLuise is in those movies. Now I know why Dave doesn't like them.
It's been so long since I've seen them. I don't know what my current opinion is. It's seriously been forever. I know
Don't do it.
Fievel himself. I'm not a huge fan of the character. He just seems so saccharine. It's like I'm like a child, and it's like if that's the only note that he plays on the piano, it gets old fast.
It does kind of get old a little bit. I never was like a big Dom DeLuise fan. I don't know. I'm not like in the fan
You
club,
do
but
a
I
very
don't.
good impression. It's very annoying.
I have heard I do it. This is just my voice. But I like I don't mind him. Like I don't know. He never really got on my nerves too much. Except there's some scenes. What is the one? The Nim, the Secret of Nim. Is it
Yes.
Secret of Nim?
Jeremy the Crow.
Yeah, Secret of Nim.
Jeremy, yeah. So I didn't really mind Jeremy, but Jeremy eats up the scenery after about 15 seconds of him being in the scene,
I know.
and
He's a
they
filler.
gave him minutes of screen time.
He's a filler.
Yeah, like
He is
I kind of want like a fan
awful.
edit of the Rats of Nim with minus Jeremy the Crow, or like
Is
he's
it called the Rats of Nim?
the secret. I don't know.
No, it's a secret of Nim.
It's a secret, and I'm confused
It's
because I
called
think
the Secret
because
of
I think
Nim.
the book
yeah.
I think the
It's
book was the Rats of Nim, and that was actually my first exposure to it. Was I read the book when I was like in middle school or high school.
You were one of the people who actually read the book.
I read the book.
You
It
were
was
one
a-
of the people who read the book.
It was Miss Frisbee. Yeah.
The book is really good.
Miss Frisbee.
I would say like if you're interested, the book and the movie they're almost like different stories. Like it sort of loosely has the same subject matter roughly. There's some elements of the same plot. They're really different flavors.
I have always heard the book was a lot like it went into more like about the rats and stuff and how they were I don't know, just like all the fucked up stuff they did to the rats.
It was also a little bit more. There was a little bit more involved with like the escape from the lab, and it seemed like the story world itself was more practical. Like there wasn't the mystical, magical element that they had in the movie. So just kind of like different, really like differently flavored stories.
What did you prefer, the book or the movie?
As a book,
That's what we all want to know.
for a reading experience, I think the book was better. But I think the movie, I think the changes they made for the movie made it more cinematic, probably more visually enticing and interesting.
Mm-hmm.
If
Well, I
was-
imagine it was more interesting than a book. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. It really just would be like, oh, are you in the mood to curl up with a book, or do you want to put on a movie? So I have no complaints about the adaptation, aside from a little bit heavy on the DeLuise, on the Dom DeLuise side of things, perhaps.
I imagine he's not in the book. He doesn't like jump out at you
No, he's not in the book. That's
when you
probably
open the
why.
pages.
If he started popping up in
Thank
books,
God.
I'd be very disturbed. I'd be like, am I in some Twilight Zone
I would be
episode
also.
here? Like,
Especially if he started doing that now, I'd be more concerned because he's dead.
yeah, I would wonder, like, have I died and gone to David Purgatory? Like, Dom DeLuise is just going to be, like, stalking me through the afterlife now?
No. Well, yeah, but Dave, Purgatory would be Dom DeLuise is in every movie you watch and make.
Oh, yeah, that would be bad. That'd be very bad.
If you ever want to really like disturb Dave and put him through his own personal hell, just AI Dom DeLuise is every character in like his favorite movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
redub
Sneak
it
into his
with
house,
Dom
swap
DeLuise.
his DVDs out.
I just realized that actually I do in fact hate AI. I'm gonna jump on that bandwagon now. I was kind of cool with it, but if it can insert Dom DeLuise everywhere, this technology is. There's some things that man was not meant to meddle with, and the ability to put Dom DeLuise.
Dave's gonna start
into every
posting.
film.
Dave's gonna start posting drawings he did after every time someone posts AI in the chat.
I want to start posting. Whenever I post a drawing, I'm gonna put in all caps, larger than the drawing. This is not AI, so people know that it's not AI. I think that's.
Hashtag
Put a-
not-
put a big,
hashtag not
put-
AI.
Yeah, put a big 80% watermark on it,
Yeah.
like all like completely over it, so it looks like everything's covered in spider webs.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
just like make it tile and repeat everywhere,
Are
and then
they-
just make it say, "Do not re-upload, do not look at, do not share, do not like, do not look at for too long, do not jack off to, do not reproduce, do not use to train AI."
Are people still putting those like weird glazing things on their art, where it's like a layer of like semi-transparency that makes it like unreadable?
Oh my god, yeah, they're still doing all this stupid shit. Like I've seen people on Twitter talking about like, I do this thing and I put it in my pictures and it makes it where the AIs just can't train on it, and they still just train images on those. I know people who've used those images. People use that shit on to train it as it doesn't affect it at all. It's literally a scam. It's literally like just dumb, a troll misinformation. And then like people who put the stupid ugly watermarks all over everything, people just go and like if they want to train those images, they'll just go and use AI to remove the watermark, and then they'll just put it in their training data and like do captions and tags or whatever they're gonna do on it. So sorry, it's not preventing anything.
I'm kind of convinced that the people who are really worried about that don't have anything to worry about.
I think some of them do. I think I've said this before. I think I've said this before on stream. I think the people who really should be worried about AI are people who cannot tell like a story with their art. Like they just, or like the art they make is just very generic and it's just nothing, right? Like for years you would see these people with like 200,000 followers on Twitter and they would just draw like the most generic fucking anime girl. I'm an anime girl and it's kind of like all sketchy and oily looking, and she's just like a little girl in like a black and white maid dress or something, and it's just nothing. It's nothing. There's nothing interesting going on there. It's just the art equivalent of fucking like rice cakes or something, and everyone would like it because they would just be, you know, people also have the wrong idea. I don't want to get too much on a tangent here, but like people have the wrong idea about like people liked my artwork on Twitter. Every time someone likes it, that must mean they really looked at it. And we're like, wow, this guy put so much work into his art.
They really get me.
And then they see other people like that's I think a lot of people's problem with AI is that like you, the three of us all know artists. We all personally know people that I know the three of us know who think that they should be given credit or some reward for how much time they spent on a thing or how much pain they went through to get it. And they'll spend all this time. Yeah, they'll spend all this time and go through all these great pains to make dog shit. And then they'll post it and they'll go, well, I spent a lot of time on this. No one fucking cares how much time you spent on anything. But I think a lot of these Twitter artists thought that that was what was going on. They were like that. And it never came out because they were getting the likes, because they just happened to be drawing something other people, you know, just scroll through and like, go, wow, that's cool, click, and then they scroll down and go about their day.
Yeah, sure.
But that's how things on social media work. But like these people, I think they thought every like they got was someone, I got 2,000 likes. That's 2,000 people who have looked at my artwork and they said they saw the value. They saw all the work I did, all the pain I went through, every brushstroke, no, they see a cute anime girl. They go, oh, that's cute. They click like, they scroll, they go about their life. But people don't think that's what's going on. And I think now that people are posting AI stuff and they see all these other people who make AI stuff, in their minds, there's nothing to that. In their minds, they just go and like, you just click a button and art comes out. No, that's not how it works, but they think that's how it works. They think that someone steals their art and only their art and then somehow puts that into like a Rube Goldberg machine and it just drops marbles and fucking like does a blender thing and throws a clown hand, throws a pie at like a mouse, and the mouse runs down the thing and then types something onto like a keyboard and a printer prints out art of like that looks sort of like theirs, but not really.
So,
and they think that's how that works.
Actually, one time I trolled a guy. There was a guy who was really against AI art.
Liz,
so I showed him.
What have I told you about trolling the weak? Please don't.
No, I showed him it was a CG movie that just came out, and so I showed him a screenshot of that movie and said this was AI, and he like lost his fucking mind. He couldn't tell.
People can't tell the difference. They can't. They really can't. They can't tell the difference. And like people get angry when you point that out to them. Like, yeah, you can't tell the difference. But like I do. I think a lot of these artists they see these people now who are just using AI models and they learn how to use those. But again, in their mind, they think there's no like decisions or skills or like fine tuning or anything involved with that. Is it quicker than drawing a full color picture? Absolutely, but there are disadvantages to using AI. But there's still some measure of knowledge and skill you have to get these things to work. And again, if you don't think so, I challenge you to go try and produce something with AI that you want. And you'll learn very quickly there's more to it than just clicking a button. But these artists still, it doesn't matter, you know, they are the kind of people that, like, no matter, truth means nothing to them. They don't care what the truth is. They don't want to go find out that their illusions are not like reality. So they just cling to those and they go, no, these people aren't doing anything and they're getting the same amount of likes as me. And that forces them, they can no longer escape like the realization that people were not giving them like credit for like all the stupid work they did on some stupid generic piece of art, and all that generic shit is going to be replaced. A lot of AI artists say that, oh, real artists will never be replaced. Some of them will, and those people have already been replaced. Those people, it's not that they will be replaced in the future. They are replaced. They're gone. There is no one paying attention to those people anymore.
Have you seen I've seen this artist where he will draw one picture and then he lines up all of the tools he's ever bought around it. Like, it took so much work, and takes a photo and then posts it online.
Hey, that's me. I do that with pencils.
I don't know what.
You don't do that.
Explain that again. What do they do?
Okay. Draw one picture and then line up all these pencils and erasers and like pens and everything around the art, and then take a photo of all that and then post it online like it took a lot of work.
What? Yeah, I guess, I don't know. Maybe that would fool some people into thinking it took more. Like, does he actually use that stuff to draw that, or?
No.
No. Okay. Well, I guess he's just trying to fool people into thinking that he did, but.
And he works hard.
I don't think anyone cares.
I think that there's just a psychological generality too that it would even apply beyond like the specific AI thing. But the issue is, I think a lot of people grew up sort of being rewarded for effort. Like, oh, you tried. Here's a trophy for trying. Hey, A number one.
You tried, yeah.
A number one.
Participation trophy?
Gold star. Yeah, participation trophy. And I'm not trying to like be too denigrating about it. I'm just saying, like, I can understand why people think that the amount of like sweat they put into something matters. Plus, you always hear it's like, oh, if you work really hard, it'll pay off. And the thing is, like, most of the time to accomplish something difficult, it's going to take a lot of work. In fact, it's probably going to take more work than you could imagine going into it. And if you knew how much work it was going to take, you'd probably be like, no, I'm McDonald's for me. That's what I'm doing. This is not worth it. But people that have sort of grown up with the participation trophy mindset, I guess, it's like they don't understand that it's like, it's not that you become successful because of the work, like because of the sweat. You only become successful because of the results of your work. So if you can work smarter and get the same results, then that's fine. It's like, if you're delivering the same value to people, then you're delivering the same value to people. It's not a measure of, oh, I worked so hard, I put myself through, I banged my head against the wall so many times that now I deserve treats. I went grrr in the mirror so much. I made myself sweat exactly 13 buckets. So I need 13 buckets worth of recognition right now. It's like, no, like the hard work, you only work as hard as you do. You only work. What am I trying to say? I'm illustrating at the same time, so my brain is halfway offline. But it's like, it is not your work, it is not your labor, it is not your struggle that creates value for a customer, ever. Like, you only work as hard as you have to. Now, the thing is, most of the time to create value, that's the other thing these people don't realize. They think that they can just go grr, and then like, boom, they've created value, they should be rewarded. It's like, no, you can go grr all day long. Creating value for customers usually is more difficult than you think. It is not easy to create legitimate value for people. It is difficult, but it's not the difficulty, it's not the hardness that makes the value. So I think that they just sort of misunderstand where the value creation lies. And the value creation lies in the inherent worth of what you put together and deliver to people. It does not lie in like whether or not it was difficult for you to do that. Like if some, let's say there's like two painters, and one of them is a natural, and he can just like make this fantastic oil painting in an hour, and the other one they had to meticulously like do it and redo it, and they have to correct stuff, and it takes them 5 days to make the same oil painting. But if you put these two identical paintings with identical brush strokes and everything up in the gallery side by side, they're gonna, all things being considered equal, they'll fetch the same price from customers that are in the market for that type of oil painting. So is that fair to the amount of effort they put in? Well, it's not about that. It's about like what is the value of the thing that you are creating. But I think there's a whole generation of artists right now that sort of have this wrong idea that it's like it's how hard do you say "gur" in the mirror that equals the dollar value of whatever it is you want to have value on. And it's like no. In fact, a lot of times they will make it. They will put in more effort than they need to, and they will kind of completely ignore the part where they're supposed to be using that effort to make something of value. It's like they forget the whole like deliver value to the customer. They don't even think about what does the customer actually want? Why would somebody pay you money? How is this making their life so much better that they would part with their hard-earned dollars in order to get more of it? So it's like I think this is the real risk for some of the artists is they forget that they are supposed to be making something that has legitimate value for other people, and instead they just showcase how much they torture themselves, and then they wonder why a career hasn't materialized. So I think that's like if I'm exaggerating and maybe using hyperbole to illustrate the psychological tendency at work, I think that's sort of the risk, is people totally just neglect to create anything of value, but instead they just scream about how hard they're working, and that therefore automatically they should deserve good result because, of course, the universe is fair. And it's like, well, if the universe is fair, maybe then you should worry about actually making something of legitimate value for people, because why is it fair for people to have to give you money if you're not creating anything of value?
They're saying how hard you worked on it is a neat DVD extra, not a selling point, unless someone really cared. It's got no value.
Like the way I explain it is like, let's say I order, I don't know, like a case of Fiji water or something to my house, right? I order, and I wake up one day and I go outside my beautiful house, my beautiful mansion. I pet my golden retriever, and I open my front door, and my Fiji water is on my porch, and it's intact. It's perfect. It's exactly what I ordered. And I bring it in. Yeah, Fiji water. Like, isn't there a brand called Fiji?
Yeah.
Of water, like bottled water. Okay, yeah.
Keep going.
So I bring my Fiji water in. I'm done with the transaction. I have my Fiji water. That's what I ordered. That's what I paid for. That's what I expected, and I got everything I wanted, and I spent what I agreed it was worth. So, is it possible that to bring my Fiji water to me in under like 7 days, that someone somehow flew out to the Fiji Islands and scooped water out of like a mountain stream and bottled it just for me, and I'm the only person who's ordered Fiji water that entire month, and then they shipped it in on a special plane where it had a little pillow it sat on. They had the Lolita Express came by and like parked outside my house on my road, and they put my water on my porch, and they gave it a little hug and kiss, and then they took back off to a little St. James.
And the man who got the water died along the way.
Yeah, a guy like died to bring the water to me. So like, I don't know any of that when I get my water, right? And you don't, now that AI exists, you don't know any of that when you buy art or consume art. You don't. You think that you do, but you do not. And I can't like express to you how funny it is to me that the people who never talk about, is this AI? This looks like AI. The people who never do that, they will just consume things all day just based on like, oh, that looks good, or oh, that looks bad. If something obviously looks like it's some shitty AI like slop crap that no one spent, that someone just generated, like the first like thing they generated, it looked kind of good, they didn't look at any of the details and they just posted it, obviously everyone's going to say, yeah, that looks like AI, because people have learned to spot that, right? Yeah. But if you get a picture that looks great, and AI can produce some of those things even without any cleanup now, you're going to not know whether or not what you got was AI, whether or not what you're looking at is AI. You don't know anymore. And the people who complain constantly, I always see them share things that I know because I know who drew them, and they are people I've taught to use AI stuff. And I can't tell you who they are, and they're not going to tell you who they are either. But they've learned to use these things. They've made models based on their own art, and that's how they churn things out so fast. And they never question that. They never question that because, oh, I got a commission from that person once. They're my friend. Like, they're not. They're a salesman. They sold you something. They're not. Would you play? You play Mario Kart on the weekends with them and go to their house and know their family? Like, you're not friends with them. I'm sorry. Like that. There has to be a healthy barrier between a producer and a fan, and that's what they're maintaining, and you're seemingly not interested in maintaining. You want to order things from them because you think somehow that equates to fomenting a friendship with someone who's selling a service online.
Yeah, I've noticed some people are in like an artist Discord. They think that if the artist like appears and talks once to them or like replies to them briefly, they're friends.
They want to tell everyone about it too. Like there was a guy not long ago telling me about how, like, I think that AI is going to destroy the commission market, and I'm like, I know. I was talking about you. I was like, I know a guy who just made over $1,000 on some commissions this year, and he, for the last year or two, has allowed people to use his art to make models of his, because it's not about getting. Whenever I hear, especially furries, when I hear furries talk about getting a commission from an artist, I never hear, look at the line work on this, look at the curves, look at this stuff, oh, look at the lighting they did, this stuff is just so cool. Half the time they'll show you something that looks like shit, and they'll just tell you, oh, well, this guy is really famous and people at this fur con know him and I got a drawing from him. It's just like a ticket that they're purchasing to be able to say they've talked to someone famous or something.
I think that's
and it's
how
not
a lot
it's
of
never about the actual art.
Even people that are in the indie comic market, I think a lot of, like, some of the stuff that's gotten big the last 5 years, it's not even about the comic itself. It's because people are, I think, just the phrase tickets, it's like they're purchasing like culture war tickets, and you're talking about people purchasing like celebrity recognition tickets, and I don't know, a lot of the market.
It's kind of like if can I just say, it's kind of like at the convention, you could pay $80 to get your photo taken with the Black Power Ranger, but you gotta stand in line.
A little bit, yeah. I think some people probably do actually want the photos, but there is an aspect of that where it's like, I met the guy who played the Black Power Ranger, the guy who played Zack in Power Rangers. I met him, yeah, sure, you met him. What now? Like, what am I don't know. I've seen people do this my whole life where, like, people are just like, do you know so-and-so? Do you know this person? Tom Cruise, do you know him? I think he's like an actor or something, right? Yes, well, I met him one time. Okay, what happened? He said, hey, how are you doing? And he shook my hand and then he walked away. Wow, what an amazing fucking story. Thank you for...
Tell us about it, and it's your claim to fame.
Thank you, yeah. Thank you for putting my fucking day on hold to let me know you shook Tom Cruise's hand once.
Did you hear Weird Al's song Claim to Fame?
Did I hear what?
Weird Al did a song like that called like Claim to Fame.
I did not understand what you just said.
No, Weird Al Yankovic did a song and it's called Claim to Fame.
Weird Al, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it like about those sort of like parasocial relationships with people?
Oh, I knew a guy who rode in the car that was owned by Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Awesome, cool, yeah, really cool, man. I don't know, people. I think that this is not exclusive to furries, but I've noticed it is especially bad in the furry community. Too many people are I notice, I don't know if it's something that happens to them there, but I've noticed this happens to people I know who go to, especially American cons. They go to furry cons in America, and suddenly all they want to talk about is the fucking furry con. And it's not even like the con was cool, there was so much stuff there, the pool was awesome. It's just, I met a person, I like their art online, and I met them at the convention, and I met them. Like, okay, well, what happened? Did you like have dinner with them? Like, did you hit it off? Are you like friends with them now? I mean, I don't know, maybe they said hey to me when I went up to their table, and then they signed a book.
Hey, Dave.
Okay, well, that's
Why does the crab have human eyes?
The crab?
humanize.
Do you think that these look like human eyes?
I'm just repeating the chat. Are they secretly the artist?
This is my self-insert, yes.
Yeah, that's Dave.
I will say that
It
when it
looks
comes
just like that.
I will say when it comes to like friends of creators and like I feel friendly towards readers because I think there's some sense of like, oh, you enjoy what I create and it makes me feel happy and I'm glad you enjoy it, and it's, you know, it's nice to meet people at conventions, but I wouldn't want to then tell people, yeah, we're personal friends. That is how you should think of it, because like I feel like I would legitimately be a shitty friend because I don't have time to spend on hanging out ever. Like I don't play video games with people online. Really? I don't know. I don't have people like I don't like invite people like, "Oh, we met at a convention once. Come over to my house and you can like look at me quietly draw." Party time. So I just
Yeah.
I just feel like I feel positive emotion towards readers, even readers that I don't know that well, just cuz, you know, cuz they enjoy what I make. So there's some bond there, but I do think it would not be fair to them for me to try to pretend like that makes it like a close friendship, because it's like if you have a friend in your life, you need someone that can be there for you. Like, right? That's kind of what a friend is. It's someone that can be there for you. And unfortunately, that's not really something that that's not a service that I can fulfill very good. I would be bad at that. So it's like I want you to get that from someone that can be there for you in your life, and I know that's not really me. So it's like, while I feel positive towards people, I wouldn't want to like make people think, okay, now you don't need anyone else in your life. You got a friend. Stop. Don't worry about it. Boom. Because it's like, well, I can't really perform the sort of services that I think a friend should do for their buds, you know?
Yeah, I will say I've worked for a lot of, well, I've worked for a lot of different people, but I've worked for a handful of internet creators, people who just create content on the internet, and they're, you know, some measure of fame or another. And I will tell you, all of them they are not a good pick to have as a friend. It's not because they're not good people. Some of them aren't good people, but all of them, good or bad, they don't have time to fucking be your friend. Like they are creating something for usually a very large group of people. And
I imagine the nostalgia critic would not be a good friend because he's so busy doing his career.
because he's making videos. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I look, Doug Walker has one of the best sort of like flip the script, I'm going to be actually likable now type histories in the history of the internet, especially compared to all the other people who came from Channel Awesome. But I would love to meet Doug Walker. I would love to have a beer with Doug Walker at some like comic convention or wherever it is that he goes, and I would love to just like chat with him and ask him questions. I don't know that I would want to be like friends with Doug Walker after that. Maybe he's a lot cooler than I think he is in real life, but I don't think that he is. I think he's a dweeby little YouTube guy. And I think he kind of realizes that about himself now, and I think he's a lot happier for that realization. But I don't think Doug Walker would make a great friend for someone he met, and I think he's in his 30s now, because he has a wife, he has a brother, he has family. I don't know if he has children or not. I think maybe he does, but he has that, and he has this internet career where he's constantly is churning out content for the internet. Just where would he have time to like just shoot the shit with me or something, you know?
You invite him over to your place for a movie and you laugh at everything he says and he entertains you for 3 hours and he is your show.
Yeah. I love your show.
And then he's really funny in person, and it's like watching him, and then it's like watching his show,
He's
but he's
just
there and he
nostalgia
entertains
critic.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's who he is all the time in real life, I'm sure.
He's never
Yeah,
boring. And if he
I
is, you
think
turn him
some
off.
people think that. I
Tell him to
do.
go
I think
home.
some people I think that's their perception of like people they like their I like this guy's content. He's probably a lot like his content.
Oh, I
I
know.
think a lot of people think that way. And knowing some of these creators, some of these people I've worked for, you've probably heard of them. I don't want to name any names, but like they are almost all of them. Knowing them outside of like the scope of like their content and what they allow fans to see, many of these people are very different from the content they create and the character they sort of play online. And apart from being different from that, they are usually a lot more boring, a lot just like a person because they're a fucking person. Is Doug Walker 40 or 50 now? I don't think he's
He
that
looks
old.
like it. I think he is.
If he's 50,
You think he is?
that's how I want to look when I'm 50. If he's 50,
I don't think he's 50.
I
No.
think he's 50,000
No way.
years old. He's one of the ancient.
Why did-
50,000 more
Yeah.
like.
You reposted Doug Walker getting a plush, Dave.
I reposted Doug Walker getting a plush.
Yes.
I don't like. Do you mean my account or me? Because I don't remember that.
Your Twitter account did that 20 hours ago.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
Did it?
good to know.
Do you think
was
that
it
was
that
you?
picture of him getting the Glep plush from
Yeah, Dave, did you think this was you? It looks like you.
I thought it was a picture of me, so I retweeted it. Yeah.
it could easily be mistaken for that.
I was like, hey, this must be someone like giving me a present I forgot at Megaplex. I don't want to leave him in the lurch. I'll retweet this photo. And then it's like, oh, it's Doug Walker. And
I'm just gonna start tweeting things and like putting a picture of Doug Walker, and I'm gonna use AI to slightly make it look more like Dave.
actually, if you photoshopped
Just
a
tweet
red
this.
fedora onto Doug Walker, I fear to know what that result would look like because I might have like a long.
It would look like you with facial hair.
Yeah.
He doesn't have glasses
Basically.
on, but he's bald, so. Apparently he's 43, so. Man,
43 is he? I knew he
Yeah.
wasn't 50. Yeah, I thought he was you know, I guess 43 makes sense. Yeah, and his skits are fucking terrible. That's one of the reasons people didn't like his content for a long time, I think, is because he would try to pack all these like minute long skits. Yeah, they were all bad and they all went on for way too long and stuff, and he finally got rid of them, and now he just like reviews movies, and he's not trying to be like a comedy director or whatever the fuck, and he's a lot better. I think his videos are a lot better for that.
Yeah, but it's like kudos on him for giving it a try and seeing like, oh, is this something that I can do? One way to find out. It's like, well, he found out, and now he's like, okay, not the pinnacle of my abilities. Let's move on to what I'm good at.
That could have really went badly too. Like a lot of the people from old guy with the glasses or Channel Awesome, whatever they're calling themselves, whatever they call, they're not calling themselves that now, but whatever they called themselves back then. A lot of those people, you know, they did not take the sort of the change in internet well when they had competition for once for the first time, and then B, like the internet, like what kind of content people normally watch was changing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think some of them mentally could not fucking handle like that shit, and so like they just like stuff happened to them, like Linkara just like he didn't disappear, but like nobody really watches Linkara anymore because there's just like better comic things to watch, and he is like very like insecure and unable to make fun of himself a lot, which I think is terrible. Linkara, if you're listening to this, let people make fun of you, man, and just like join in, just absorb, become the meme, embrace it. You know, like that's the way of the internet. Like if I'm sorry, you guys are not like Hollywood actors. You're not like, you know, Roger Eaglewood or whatever that fucking movie reviewer guy's name. You're not these people. You're just some guy on the internet with a weird hat who likes comics. just embrace that and just be that. But that's what happened to Doug Walker. He finally gave up the ghost of like this, I am the Spielberg of YouTube or what. Like no, bro, you are just a guy. You were just a funny guy who talks about movies. Just be that. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with being that.
Yeah, even for big time celebrities, I do think there's usually no harm in just like learning not to take yourself too seriously. It's like just loosen up a little bit. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't know what all happened with that change the channel thing. Someone's mentioning that, and I didn't know lawyers got involved in that.
Still going
I
on.
thought, is it still going on? What
I don't know.
what can someone explain to me what like?
Oh, I think the original complaint was that they didn't feed the actors when they were filming.
Well, yeah, I know they didn't do that, but like they didn't. How were lawyers a part of that? I don't think that's all. I think there was like some kind of weird, like,
Was it defamation?
oh, someone sexually harassed me kind of thing. I don't know. I thought there was like something like that. I thought there was like a Me Too Channel Awesome movement or something. I don't know. I didn't really like look into that because I never really watched a lot of them. I didn't really like Doug Walker when he was first making, well, when he was first making stuff, he just reviewed movies, but then he leaned into like the screaming I have a gun like channel fucking thing, and like a lot of his stuff just wasn't funny then. The only person I really liked a lot from Channel Awesome, well, there were two people. I used to like Angry Joe a lot. Yeah, I know. Go ahead and make fun of me. It's fine.
Yuck.
Yeah, listen, when Angry Joe first started making reviews for games, he was not funny or anything, but he was too stupid to lie about how he felt about the games. So you knew whatever he was saying about the games was absolutely how he felt, and you could judge on your own whether you agreed with him or not, but like you knew that he was being honest about what he was saying. He was one of the few reviewers that just wasn't like getting like a copy of the game early or something in exchange for like a doctored up review. But it was good watching him because of that. And then later he just, he became that, so he just was like unwatchable because literally that was the only value his videos had, and then that was just gone. And then he embarrassed himself in front of Jeff Keighley. But there was that guy, and then I loved Spoonie. I loved watching Spoonie do reviews
on
like,
I remember
he was funny
when I was in college.
He was the only person who had funny skits.
When I was in college, I didn't see all of his stuff, but I remember watching like what is it, Your Hero from the Future, like his review of that, and that just had me like dying in laughter. It was so funny.
I don't think I've seen that one. Yeah, I liked his reviews. That sounds good. I liked his Ultima game reviews. Those were really good. Like he reviewed like Calibeth, and I think all the way up to Ultima 9, which I think that Ultima 9 was the last Ultima game. Because I think Richard Garriott sold it to EA 4.8. I think maybe it was around the time 7 was coming out. It actually got sold. But he got to meet Richard Garriott, and like Richard Garriott actually did become we're just talking about people being friends with famous people. Richard Garriott actually did like spend time with Spoonie and become friends with him over that, and that was like a cool thing to see when you're young and you really love the Ultima games. Was like, wow, like this guy made a video, and like the guy who made Ultima just kind of like noticed him and was like, oh, these videos are cool, let's meet, let's hang out. And then it wasn't just like a thing where he became a smelly little nerd and just like embarrassed himself. He actually like became friends with this guy. That's a cool little story for like an Ultima fan,
Dave,
but then
Dave, what was the name of the Spoonie video that's really funny? Like
I think it was Your Hunter from the Future. Honestly, I would watch that again just for a trip down nostalgia road. It's just like a good old-fashioned shitty movie review. I'm digging
it up right now.
Yeah, Your Hunter
from the Future. I got it. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, let's like eat lunch to that so we can do some good spit takes.
Yeah, Spoonie was funny, and he had some really funny videos. I mean, sometimes the way he was funny was probably a little bit unintentional, but I still liked his videos. I love the ones that the sound is only on the left side of the stereo. Those are my favorite ones.
Classic.
Yeah, he was not like I'm not even gonna say he was like a good video maker or anything like that, but what he made was good, and I could genuinely sit like once a year I watch all of uh his YouTube series on the Ultima series,
Once a year. Is
because
that like
they're short, they're sweet.
is that like you're like oh look at that, it's the week where it's spoony, it's like your version of Hanukkah, just like watching all the Ultima videos for a week.
Yeah, yeah. It's almost time for spoonie season. Yeah, he's the reason for Christmas around these parts. But he made well, I mean, excuse me. He obviously had some mental problems, before all this kind of went down. But
Who among us
he
isn't mental
made
problems?
really I mean, I think
What do
all
you-
creative
calling it
people
your-
have mental
Yeah,
problems.
you got mental problems. You're calling it your.
Yeah, I think I do. I think all creative people have like some sort of
That's true.
a little bit of neurodivergence or whatever you want to call it going on, because that's, I think, where some creativity kind of comes from. But he made these extremely funny videos. I love them, and I don't know how to explain it any better than that. And it's really sad to me that he made, I don't even want to say it was an off-color joke. He made a really terrible, he made a really, really bad joke that probably made some other people really afraid of him. And I think he really regrets doing that. And I think it was just something in his mind that was just something stupid he was going to say, and people were going to laugh about it, because probably some of these people would joke about things like that, like off camera, off screen, anyway, just amongst themselves. Everybody has like edgy jokes you just tell around your friend. I just think that he was like a little too autistic to like gauge that maybe I shouldn't say this on Twitter. And so like, people got, I don't want to like repeat what he said, but like,
Don't do it.
people got probably very fearful, because it's easy. I'll say this, it's easy as a man to sort of forget, like, I don't know if we can get serious here for a second. It's sort of easy to forget like that women are by and large a little bit fearful of men, I think, in a lot of ways. Like the whole like poison, the bowl of M&Ms, and like 10% of them are poisoned kind of thing, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I've never
Like
heard of that.
that's very real. Yeah, that's like
What was the
a
M&M
thing
thing?
most women. What did you say?
I've never heard the M&M 10% poison thing. What is that?
The 10% point. Yeah, like men. Why are all women so afraid of all men, and like, kind of like wary of them and stuff? And they want, like, women, like, for instance, like, women won't reject you. Women won't, if you're like, you know what, I'm having a great time talking to you at this bar, like, we should go somewhere sometime, like out of here, like maybe tonight we should just go somewhere or something like that. A woman, if she likes you, will say yes, and she'll give you her number, and usually she'll go wherever. But like a woman who doesn't like you won't say no. She'll go, oh, you know what, that sounds nice, maybe I'm going with my friends this weekend though, so I can't. And they won't like make an attempt to like reschedule or anything like that, but they won't say no. And for a long time that bothered me, because I was like, why won't they just say no to you? Like, why won't then it could just be over. You could just be like, oh, I'm not her type, or there's something about me she doesn't like or whatever, and I just move on. Why can't you just say no? And the reason they can't say no is the whole M&Ms thing. The analogy, I think, is there's a bowl of M&Ms on the table, and that they all look like M&Ms. 10% of them have arsenic inside, will kill you. So do you treat all the M&Ms now like they could have arsenic in them, or that they, even further, like they definitely probably do have arsenic in them. And that's how a lot of women, I don't want to say they treat men that way. That sounds like it's like an intent, but they sort of have to, because like if you meet this nice guy at the bar, and you don't want to go somewhere with him, and you reject him, he might be the poison M&M. He's the man. He looks like all the other M&Ms. He might be the poison M&M. He might freak out and like hit you with a chair or be waiting for you outside to scream at you, or far, far worse. And it's easy for people who are men, people who have lived their entire lives as men, who grew up as little boys. We don't have that same wariness of anyone, because we're males, and we just don't, we're not. If some male grabs you by the hands and starts like shaking you around, or tries to like drag you off somewhere, you're probably going to get into a fight.
Yeah.
And you might win that fight. A woman's not going to do that. If she gets into a fight with a man, she's probably going to lose, and then it's probably going to be a lot worse, whatever was going to happen. But like you should fight. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but like a fight with a man is a lot scarier if you're a woman, and putting yourself in any kind of position where that could be a possibility. You have to, a lot of women think like you have to treat that like it certainly would happen, and until you really, really know someone. And then there's like stories of people married for 5-6 years. They have kids, they have this family, they had a big wedding, everybody in their whole family came to the wedding. Husband just snaps one day and kills everybody and puts them in oil barrels. And it's just like, my family disappeared, I don't know what happened.
That's why
Eminem poison delayed reaction. Yeah, like women have to think about things like that. So when you go on Twitter and you make a joke about something that could, be putting a woman in danger, there's not a lot of women who are going to look at that, especially if they don't know you very well, and go, that's funny, that guy is just joking. It's easy to forget that as a man, especially with the kind of jokes men tell each other and stuff. But like, I think he just forgot. I think he just kind of forgot that, or maybe never knew that it was like that for women. A woman kind of has to explain this stuff to you.
Is it possible it's something he would do among his friends, but he forgot the internet was not his friend?
That's kind of what I'm getting at. Yeah, like it's easy to forget that. Like there's like a time and a place for really weird, edgy jokes. Let's be real. Everybody tells weird, edgy jokes to people who they're close with, because the reason you keep that in a circle of people that you're close with is because you all know that you're not really going to do something like that, or whatever it is you're joking about, right? Like you have a really annoying customer at work, and your best friend's in the same cubicle as you or whatever, and you just go like, man, I could just kill that guy, right? But you're probably not going to go up to that guy when he's being an annoying customer and you're across the phone or the counter or whatever and go, you're being really annoying right now. What if I just killed you? Like that's not really the place for that, So
I'm reading about him. I'm reading about he failed to do his feature-length movie.
Oh, you're looking up.
That's another thing.
You're digging up dirt on Spoonie right now. It's like the dump on Spoonie stream.
She's going deep into the Spoonie mines.
I was gonna add real quick, just because the conversation's moving on, but I was gonna interject that bit about like, why don't girls just reject you? Why don't they just say no? Now that I wouldn't have understood that really when I was younger, but now that I've been doing Dreamkeepers and we're a little more successful for a while, I can understand from personal experience that sometimes if you tell somebody no, that is when you find out who they really are, and just what they're willing to do to get what they want.
That's true.
I mean,
that's true.
Up to and including like recent events that are pretty public involving Vivid. Like most people, like right, it's like that Eminem analogy. Most people.
Guess so,
You're
yeah.
just talking about the lawsuit.
Maybe I am. You can't prove anything, but most people are fine, right? Most people are like humans, like you and I. And if they hear no, they're like, oh, well, I guess that person has a boundary, and I don't get to cross that. Okay, I understand that now. Now I won't cross that boundary. But some people, when you tell them no, that is the trigger point that converts them into a lifelong enemy that will stop at nothing to fucking destroy you. So now that I've experienced that firsthand, I can understand a little more why, especially desirable girls are like, you know what, I'm not going to tell this guy no. I'm not going to tell him where he stands. I'm just going to like sort of passive aggressively try to like slide out of it and never give them a definitive answer. Like when I was younger, I would have been like, well, that's not very considerate. Why don't you just tell people where they stand so they can move on with their life? And the thing is, because they probably know there are some people that will not move on with their life. Instead, they will be like, oh, you told me no? Time for me to end you.
Time for me to become a lifelong problem for you. Yeah. and it'll be people who have like sometimes just everything in the world. It's not like they are downtrodden or like, you know, I'm so unfortunate and you were the last straw. It's like you literally, you know, you were literally were given by your dad like a apartment property with fucking tennis courts or something as like a graduation present. Like yeah, you don't have a hard life, bro. You just don't, you're bored because you don't struggle for anything. You have no like, you have no challenge in your life. Nothing. Like your parents eliminated all that from you.
It's definitely not
So you're
tethered
just a
to
psychopath now.
It's not tethered to income. It's not like, oh well, I'm poor, so I have nothing else, and therefore it's like some people that have nothing. Yeah, they could be dangerous, but like honestly, it's more of an internal. Is this person past a certain critical threshold of narcissism or not? And if they're past that threshold, if they're rich, then the only thing that means is that they have way more spare time and way more resources to inflict damage on everyone around them. It just makes them more malignant than they would be if they had less resources.
That's a good term for it. Malignant. Yeah. We all known people like that, and that's a very, very bad way to be. So don't be that way, kids. Don't be like me.
Well, I mean, it's sort of like
the spooning with Spoonie.
If there's an audience of people listening to that, though, the people that don't need to hear it, they'll be like, oh, okay, I won't be that way. But the people that do need to hear it, the only thing they're doing is calculating in their brain how to not get caught being that way. It's like, so these are the things that they identify. Like, so, you know, it's like that internal.
They're trying to find your address or something as we speak. Yeah. And I don't know. Those people are absolutely fucking crazy. But yeah, males out there, talk to women. If you have problems talking to women, find a woman that you know you're not sexually interested in, like your mother or sister, hopefully, and just speak to them, tell them about like do women worry about these things? Is this something like I never knew women, are they really like, are they afraid of men, and to some degree, and they won't tell you, they can't tell you what all women think, but they'll tell you what they think. They'll tell you their perspective, and a lot of women they'll probably tell you about the M&Ms thing, or Skittles. It'll be some kind of candy, whatever.
That's our generation's version of the birds and the bees. Like, let me sit down and tell you about the poison M&Ms, darling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is very hard to argue with that, right? It's very hard to say, well, that's stupid, because you know who the poison M&Ms are, because they'll say that's stupid because I know I'm not poisoned because I'm cool. And then they're not, because they can't. They're completely unable. It's like talking to a programmer about designing something.
Unable to relate to it, and they're like, "Well, that's not me. That's silly."
They're totally unable to see something from another person's perspective. So they're like, I know that I'm not going to do horrible things to women, so why don't they just understand I'm not poisoned?
Well, actually, usually the phenomenon there is a lot of times the people that say that sort of thing, well, I wouldn't do anyone, I'm one of the good ones. It's like a lot of times those are the ones that you actually do need to watch out for, because it's not like they're...
That's what I'm saying,
like, there's something that I've learned, again, trial and error. Some people try to like be very, very harmless looking. They act nice, and they seem like they're so pleasant and friendly and open and happy to be around you. What they're doing is, that does not mean that they are not malicious. It does not mean that they do not feel aggression and hatred and negativity. A lot of times they do, but they're in denial about it because they are not in touch with their shadow side. It's like they're blind to it. And when they're in denial about it, when they're blind to it, that means that they don't have it in sight and they don't have it in control. So if they're put in a situation where there's a certain amount of pressure or something, they're going to suddenly change, and you're going to see a side of them that you've never seen before. And the thing is, the reason they're so nice all the time, it's not because they're just so gosh darn good-natured. It's because they are weak, and because they feel like maybe they're not even actually weak, they just feel weak. There's some level of insecurity, and when they feel insecure, they feel weak, it's a natural psychological response to try to get on everybody's good side, because then you're not in conflict, you're not going to get in a fight, because you're being so nice and so pleasant all the time. but that malevolence, that maliciousness, it's still there under the surface, and it's just going to find other ways to come out that are not direct, that are like, you know, like the person will wait until there's a point in time where they no longer feel weak, or they feel like, oh, now I'm in a position where I don't feel threatened, but I can threaten someone else, and then that ugly side might pop right out. So it's sometimes the nicest, most pleasant. You know, all those. Especially, sorry to say, a lot of furries are like, "Oh, woo! I'm just a giant cuddle buns. I wouldn't hurt a fly. I'm so happy and fluffy and lovable." Like those are the ones that will be the most vicious behind the scenes, trying to like sink a knife into the back of every friend.
I was talking this morning to a friend who he draws. I guess he is sort of a furry, but he just mainly like draws art and stuff. But he was telling me about someone we both know, someone we both had met, and how he was just doing, his thing and doing like comics and stuff, and he got reached out to by someone who was like a big creator, and he went out of his way and stuck his neck out for him to get him jobs at like TV networks and stuff, just like everything. He just basically handed him like, I think your comic's cool and I can hand you success. Here you go. Here is success for you.
Yeah.
And he said some things. I don't remember exactly what it was that he had said, but he had publicly just like, again, like a Spoonie situation. He had shitting around with his friends online and stuff, talking about how, he had like some really hardcore sort of religious beliefs or something like that. And he was not shy about expressing those. Again, not naming any names, but the minute that the furry community took like this weird, hard, like
Political?
atheist left sort of thing politically, but the minute it became like there was like a safe political ideology, and everything else was not safe in the furry community about 15, 16 years ago.
Yeah.
This guy who was handed success by this guy, who these people at conventions and things had never done anything for him, and even close to this, right? He knew the guy drew like porn and stuff like that, and he just brought him into the TV network stuff anyway, and he just completely like didn't just turn his back on him, didn't stop talking to him. He like publicly like made this statement about like how he had always hated this person and how this person was so terrible, and he was not responsible for any of his success, no matter what he says, and all this like that. And he's one of those people who is like the happy, huggy, stuffy, woo woo. I love everyone.
Yeah.
I love everything.
I'm just a big nice guy, and I don't know why not all the women love me.
I don't know. I can't even think of like people with like a fucking, people with the happy, huggy, stuffy fucking shit going on. Like, and they act like there's just nothing bad in the world to talk about until it's popular to talk about something that like a lot of other people think is bad. Those are the people who are hiding their fangs from you.
Hey,
and
Dave,
they would.
what is the green bat? Can you tell me about the bat?
There's a green bat.
Yeah, it's a creature in the lore book.
I'm not a fury.
I'm not a furry.
Boogie 2988, a perfect example. This man, to this day, I believe you can go to his YouTube and you can watch his videos from like 2009 or whatever it is, where he was the big fat idiot retard that was like breaking Xboxes or something. Wow, that's so funny. That guy should have 2 million views for that. And then like you can go just fast forward maybe 10 years later or so. It's maybe not even that far. And you will have videos like this is still up on his YouTube channel, I think. There's a video of him making an effigy of his ex-wife out of like we're already in a bad place, right? But he's making like an effigy of his ex-wife out of like paper towel rolls.
Go on.
and like a photograph of her and like a weird mannequin.
No, let's see where this
Face
goes.
or
Let's see where this goes. It could be good. It could be positive.
Yeah, yeah, and he's like choking this effigy and talking about how everything is her fault and how
Oh,
she
it
wouldn't go to
wasn't. It
Thanksgiving.
wasn't positive. It didn't go in a good place. Okay, go on.
He's still like has that video up on his YouTube, and it's not because he's proud of it or because he like stands by whatever fucked up statement he was making. It's because that video got a bunch of views.
Ew.
And if he deletes them, he'll lose the views. Like if you ever watch any sort of documentary someone's made on Boogie 2988, you will see what a selfish fucking like narcissist piece of fucking shit that guy is. And like it's palpable. You can cut it with a knife if you're near him. You just watch a video with him, you'll feel it just like coming all over your face. The narcissism and everything. It's awful.
I do think
like that's a perfect example because that guy, he was like the only people I've ever known who were like, no, I like him. Like they're just like complete idiots and like psychopaths themselves. But like that guy was like the one guy on YouTube who was just, well, guys, I don't know, does Sega make a mistake here? I don't know. I really love Sega, but I just don't know if maybe they're messing up. What do the fans think? You guys are fans. What do you think? Like everything about him was Mr. Happy, huggy, stuffy, fat guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you realize he's not that, and it starts to be a little fucked up that he has this weird fish man walking around his fucking house all the time, even when he's married.
Wait, he's got a fish.
Who is this guy? Man? Why is he there?
I didn't hear about.
Yeah,
the
have
fish
you never
man.
seen that guy with the weird like fish mouth? That he's got like a bald. He's bald and he's like kind of fat. He's nowhere near as fat as Boogie. But he's ever since he started doing YouTube, you like every once in a while people just see him in the background. I don't remember the guy's name or anything, but he's just there and he's just like, oh, that's my friend. He's just always here.
That's my pet cryptid.
He like lived with him. The video where Frank Castle got him to come out with a gun. He was in the house in the background holding the dog. Is that guy?
That's like something from a cartoon. That's like a non sequitur SpongeBob.
That's so weird. That's so fucking weird, right? Like what? Who is that guy? Why? What is he doing? Why is he living with Boogie?
I don't know, but I would say just on the topic of narcissism, I think it's helpful for people to, if there is like a big in-depth documentary about someone that actually is legitimately narcissistic, I think sometimes it's helpful because right, most people have never had experience with like an actual narcissist. I know it's a phrase that gets thrown around a lot. It's like, oh, they're a narcissist. They're a narc. They're so narcissistic. But if you've ever like had an actual narcissistic person in your life, it is not like knowing another human being. It's just radically different. And I think partially like some of the insane lies and like gaslighting and abuse that they will do to people when they're like in a little power play. The reason that the reason that it sometimes works, the control tactics. The reason that it sometimes works out for them so well is because everyone's like, no one would lie about something like that. That's just crazy. Nobody would be making this up. There's got to be something to this, and so that they will get away with the most insane lies with like no observable tether to reality whatsoever. But everyone's just like, well, no decent human being could possibly like say something like that's malicious about this. Like no one would make this up. It's like no one that you've ever met, no one that you've ever experienced would make something like that up. But you might not have ever known an actual narcissist because that's like their bread and butter. So I think it might be helpful for normal people that have thankfully never had to interact with these types. Is just like there is probably a place for internet drama content, and that place is like for you to like learn how personalities work that you've never had to interact with before. Because it's trust me, if you can avoid having a narcissist in your life by recognizing the red flags early and just like making sure that never attaches itself to you, you are saving yourself enormous amounts of suffering.
I believe Randy is a narcissist in Stencil.
In Dreamkeepers? Yeah, definitely. Randy is actually, Randy the goat character in Dreamkeepers, like one of the purposes of him is like to try to model some of this behavior so people like maybe if there's someone in your life that is starting to sound a lot like this Randy goat character, maybe stop and like take a second look, you know. Maybe there's some red flags you recognize now because of these fictional characters from a story.
Yeah. Randy. Randy
Randy the goat.
The
with eight
Randy Show.
A's.
Gotta have all the A's.
I love Wisp getting fucking like so fucking finished with his shit in Volume 5. I think it's 5, or maybe that was like a preview of 6. I don't know. It's all blending together.
Oh no, it was Volume 6. It's a preview of Volume 6.
It's like something Dave showed with Volume 6. It
Yeah,
wasn't.
I think that's his
Guys,
sixth
I don't.
preview.
People. I'll say this. People have asked me like in Dreamcore and stuff a lot. Like, oh, unless they it seems like people are trying to like hint to me that I probably know things about like Dreamkeeper lore. I don't. I like the story, but I'm not like. I don't know. I just wait.
Secrets.
I wait for things to come out. Yeah,
Are you
I
in
don't
charge
think
of the
Dave
vault?
would tell me that stuff if I asked it anyway. But like, I don't really ask about it. I don't know it. So, if you're hoping, if the reason you're trying to be friendly with me is to get like the down low on like Dreamkeeper stuff that's coming out, then I can't help you. I'm sorry. I just don't know.
Are you the lore master? Are you the gatekeeper of the vault?
Yeah, Lore Master Hazen.
You haven't even read Prelude. You don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't read what?
Prelude. You haven't
No,
read
I have.
Prelude.
I've not. I actually haven't read Prelude. I'm not as interested in Prelude. I like the graphic novel saga a lot more. I think there's a lot more action going on there. I like the whole like aspect of nightmares and stuff. I don't think a lot of that's really in Prelude.
No, Prelude's more like Calvin and Hobbes temperature.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have stuff like Bobby getting roped into child support and stuff. That's not really Calvin and Hobbes,
Well,
but
it gets a little more gritty as it proceeds because it's because it's starting to like mesh
It's a prelude,
into
yeah.
it's starting to mesh into the graphic novels. So it goes from like, hey, we're all just here in childhood, no problems, and then it's like, oh no, there's so like even the tone of Prelude sort of starts to drift towards the graphic novel as it goes on.
I think the Bat Owl has seen some things.
The Bat Owl has seen a lot of things, but he never speaks of them.
the Bat Owl.
I prefer to call it the Owl Bat, but that's me. Once I put it in the lore book, I'll have to decide like, am I gonna call this an Owl Bat or am I gonna make up like some fancy dream world? It's like it's a Snoglomorph. The Snoglomorph is well known to you know. I'm probably just gonna stick with Owl Bat. I think Owl Bat's cool.
Owlbat is cool. I don't know if there's like a thing named that already. See that sound that I feel like the echoes in my skull of like hearing that on like a D&D thing or something. So you might want to check. I don't think anybody has a copyright on it there or whatever.
Well, I know.
Maybe it's not a big deal.
Owl Bear.
I know. Yeah, there's.
Albert.
At some point, I saw a D&D thing where I was like, wait, that's like the exact character of Antioch. It's like a combination of an owl with like these ram horns. What is this from? And then I look and it's like, oh, it's like a whole D&D creature class and when I made Antioch, I was like, oh, it's gonna be so creative to have an owl with like ram's horns curling around. No one's thought of that before, but it's like, yes, they have thought of that before. Womp womp.
Yeah, it's some of that parallel thinking stuff. I think that does happen because I mean, there's an example of it there, but like, there are a lot of times, especially when people are creating like a new monster for a thing or something like that, or a character, where they, what they start with is what hasn't been done, and then there's only a limited amount of things sometimes that haven't been done that would actually be good to do. So I think that people sometimes just roll the dice and they both come up with the same pair of snake eyes.
Oh, apparently people are more interested in the love triangle than the nightmares attacking stuff. Apparently we need a love triangle with nightmares.
Yeah, we need a nightmare involved in one of the love triangles. We need what is his name?
Tendril?
Tendril, yeah. I kept calling him Tree Guy when I first played Skirmish because he looked like an evil tree in like over the garden wall or something. I
won't tell him.
But we need Tendril to get in on the love triangle or something. I think that'd be really cool. That's my suggestion for Dream Keepers. I love a good like love thing between characters. I think that can be done very interesting. I think again, I've not read Prelude, so I don't know, maybe some of that's better in that, but like one of the things that made me continue reading graphic novel saga was the whole like the kids being like, you know, having like their first loves, or I guess it's their first loves or whatever. But like, I don't know, that stuff's always interesting to me. I remember what it was like being a kid and feeling that for the first time for someone else, you know, and like it's I don't know, it brings back those types of memories and stuff, and it makes for a good read. So
Yeah.
you know, get your reading glasses on, power through it. I read all the way, I think, from the beginning of volume 1 to the end of volume 4. I think that was all that was out when I looked into it. And the skirmish was what made me read that.
Cool.
Because honestly, like when I don't know, I didn't know anything about this when I first kind of came in to this and started like hanging out with them. But you know, like it's as I think I saw skirmish, like I didn't really know anything. I was like brought in as like a volunteer to do some funny little voices for Tectomic at first, and I saw skirmish, I think, during CouchCon. I think it was like a tournament,
Yeah, I think that's what
I
we're
saw it.
doing. Yeah.
That's what it was.
and I was like, oh, this looks neat. Like how do you play this? And then like people were like, you have to get it on the
Tabletop Simulator.
tabletop sim. That's what it is. I can't ever remember the name of it. It's so simple. How can I forget? It's a tabletop simulator. What else would it be called? But like I got that, and I had it already, I think, and I got, you know, I got a little skirmish mod for it or whatever, and I played, and I started looking at the art, and I was like, wow, this guy did this art. Like this guy who I don't think he's ever worked at like a network or anything. Like, who is this guy? What is this art like doing here? Why is it so good? It's got no business being this good. And then I started like looking into the art, like of, you know, other places where you could find like the website and stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking read the book. They got it all here for free. I'm just gonna read the book. So I was like, I'll just read like a chapter and see if it's any good. I don't remember like what I thought of like the first volume. I must have thought it was okay because I kept reading it, but when I got through, I think it was the part where they got to like I think it's in volume 1 where they get to like the what is it, the snowfall mountain, snowdrop mountain? What is
Yeah,
it called?
Starfall.
Starfall Mountain. Yeah. So when they got to that, I was like, wow, this, you know, this is very like 2004 webcomic, but this looks really good, like for that kind of art. And I just like, my mind never like compared the art I was seeing in volume 1 to like the stuff I saw in skirmish. So like I just kept reading, and as I kept reading, the art kept getting even better, and the writing seemed to get like even better, and all the characters kind of, even through just like written text bubbles and stuff like that, they all kind of have their own sort of personalities. The cinematography and stuff was good. Like everything was there, and I couldn't believe it because like, again, I didn't know anything about it. I met like Dave and Liz sort of through like accident, and I don't know if we should maybe tell that story one day, but like I met them sort of online like through accident, and I didn't know anything about all of this stuff. I thought they were two people from Europe that I had met at a funeral that just happened to listen to like the same podcast I listened to, but they were not from Europe. I don't think Dave and Liz have ever even been to Europe.
I've been to Europe,
but yeah, but like I was like, okay, so this is the Dave and Liz I met at this funeral. They were also artists, and they also drew kind of similar stuff, and
Her doppelgangers.
it turns out I talked to them, I think, off and on for like a month.
There's a
about
Dave and
this
Liz in
person.
every country. Every continent.
Yeah, I thought that I was talking to these two people who I had, because it was just through text, and I thought I was talking to these two people about this person that had passed away. And like I don't know if they caught on or what, because they were answering me, and then like we just kind of fell out of touch. And then later they're like, hey, you do voice stuff, or do you want to do like this cartoon thing we're doing? And I'm like, you know what, I'll try it, and then the rest is history. But like when I read the book, I was like, wow, I was like really blown away. Like this is not what you expect from, you know, you hear from someone that you've met online, like, I do a comic. Like, okay, you do a comic, well done. Like, you know, and you usually look at whatever they do and it's crap. but this was like one of those rare things where it only not only wasn't crap, they had a lot of other non-crap things that were sort of under the same banner with them, and I was just like, wow, this is, how are these people not making money right now? How are they not making like lots of money?
We think art is more important.
We'll
do that later.
I'll make money later. I got stuff to draw, and that's exactly how we
Yeah.
got to
That's
the
our
point
theme.
where we
Anyway, time is up.
are. Oh, is it stream time already?
Is it already? Oh, it is. Yeah.
Man. Time flies. Well, I like the last 15 minutes of the stream where people were talking about how I did a good job. Yay!
They like the little creatures and how they're smiling.
Oh, are they talking about the sting flares? Yeah, this one goes
guess.
from like,
We don't know.
I don't know if you're that cool. I don't know if I'm that into you. And then he's like, oh yeah? And then she's like, oh yeah, that's the shit. That's badass. You're cool. I'll date you now. But if we ever
He's got
get
a whole story for his stupid things.
well, if
Great.
we ever get these into the side scroller where you're running around, these will periodically. There's a reason they're called sting flares. It's because you don't want to run into them because it will freaking sting you. But they're not gonna
zap you.
They're not gonna stop their mating display just because you're running around in a level. Okay. But yeah,
we. I think Bast went to the Neon's base because he knew Vanth or something. That's kind of what I remember.
Yeah, he knew the word was out to like all the different
to get the kids.
all the various groups in the city are like, oh, get these kids. And he's like, okay, well, I know how these groups work. And I know someone that's in one of these groups. So I got to go and try to see if I can figure out more detailed information or like inject some misinformation to throw them off the scent. And he didn't succeed that dice roll, but, you know, he gave it a shot. All right. Well, I guess it's time for us to actually eat some food today. I got to pause my coloring and put physical fuel into my body. But thanks everyone for chilling with us. It's fun. And yeah, I will say from the comics, Dreamkeepers has come a long way. Graphic novels, a good number of graphic novels, and we're developing Skirmish into an animated video battle game. And we've got plans for, of course, Ascension, the tabletop roleplay game, and the side scroller. So I will say, everyone, thank you very much for helping us to grow, because if we can get to a certain threshold of growth where we can start bringing in more people to help on the production, we have a lot of stuff that we're producing, just me and Liz, and it's going pretty good. So as soon as we can continue our growth and get more people in, I think we'll just be producing more stuff faster, and you know, Dreamkeepers can start to come into its own in a big way, which I think will be really, really fun. But for today, any last thoughts on the stream, you guys, before we dash?
Nope.
I don't know. Yeah, just we have some. I will say that what's coming, the GarageBand thing's coming up soon, right?
Yeah, GarageBand campaign's coming up. I've
Yeah,
got a
go
little...
read GarageBand. Like, I'll put a link to it in the chat here, but like, go read GarageBand, and please check that out because it's my favorite Vivid comic. Sorry, Dave and Liz. It's my favorite Vivid comic because it's just this is just, I mean, I like Dreamkeepers a lot, don't get me wrong, but this is the kind of thing I really think is good, and it sort of does a little hearty, tuggy, stringy thing to me, and it's good. It's great. You just really need to read it, and I think there's going to be, what you say, you're going to be back on Kickstarter, right? That's what you said, I think, a couple streams ago?
Yes,
Yeah,
Kickstarter returned to us, and they're like, hey guys, it's been a long time. Can we talk? They were standing outside our place holding a boombox above their heads, and we're like, we just can't quit you. And
That's Dave's weakness.
yeah, it's like they were out there with the boombox, Liz. We got to give them another chance. So we are giving them another chance, and we will see how that goes with the GarageBand.
I hope so. I hope it'll go great because I would really love to see GarageBand get bigger and have like more fans and stuff. I don't think it's gonna. I think I don't like know Jason super well, but I've talked to him about it, and I think he said that it's not gonna go on forever. Like, I think he said it's actually getting near the end of where it is. It's not a very long comic, so if you want something to read, like, one day when you're off work or over the weekend, it's perfect. It won't overstay its welcome. So go check out GarageBand. I think there's only 5 chapters or something right now.
Yeah. But that's another reason why I want to get a Dreamkeepers big is because I want to get Dreamkeepers and Vivid bigger with more audience, so that not just like what I'm making with
So
Liz can like get out there more success. I want to. That's the name of the game is realizing the creative potential that people have because there's so much
okay.
cool stuff that could be made, and if we can just get the resources to get it produced for you guys, then you're gonna be in a world with way more cool shit in it
So
than there was before.
all right, are the GarageBand people okay with AI Lauras?
I don't know. Actually,
I don't know. Yeah.
guess it might be
We
worth
can
Stopped
find
asking.
out.
before. Yeah, yeah. All right, Dave, you gotta stop.
Okay. Thank you guys for watching us stream all these little critters. They will be coming to a lore book near you in the future.
Look how mad they are. This little bear guy.
Yeah, these little homunculuses that live in the trees, I like them, but I'm not sure if they're like all friendly or not. They're little
Debatable.
narcissists. You gotta watch out for them. They'll poke
They don't
you if
look
they can.
friendly.
Yeah,
They look like they're gonna jump on your face.
They look like
and hit
Hollow
you.
Knight monsters.
a little bit. All right, well, you guys, everyone be good. We'll stream again on Friday, if not before. Stream ends in 5, 4, 3, 2.